It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. Next on Madden Football.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. Locates Mooney on the out route. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Fields throw there, holding by Claypool. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fields. Throw right side taken in by Pettis. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. To the air again, Fields. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Fields.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field out this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Khalil Herbert.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty. And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
They'll run. It's Herbert. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Back to throw, Fields.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd.
To throw is Fields. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Cairo Santos, former Chiefs kicker, on for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first.
Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
And Brandon, I think from where they started, the initial thought was, can we get 1 or 2 first downs and help out our defense after we pump the ball away with field position? But as that drive went on, I think their sights got set a little bit higher. They were thinking touchdown, ended up settling in between and coming away with a field goal.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3.
And able to get this out to the 25. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a...
Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. Dances by him. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Robert Tunyon from 3 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Robert Tunyon capping it all off on the touchdown grab.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first carry of the ball game. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City.
It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Bears take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10.
Now Herbert to start the drive.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw there complete to Mooney.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Fields to Mooney for the Chicago first.
(10-0) the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Now Fields. Open man left side. It's the tight end Tunyon. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Fields complete to Mooney on the slant.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Fields now to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Fields throwing again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, Herbert. Oh, nice move. Give him 6 yards in the 1st down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They'll go again with Herbert. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap, Fields. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here's a give to Herbert. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
2nd and 5 from the 8. Now it's Fields. Touchdown Bears! Justin Fields fighting Darnell Mooney. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, They know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Okay, 2nd and 1, you get nothing. What now on 3rd and 1?
Sorry about that. I was so excited I jumped in on you. This is almost like practice to me. Line it up and do it again. You didn't get it right the first time. Just get right back on the ball and go. It doesn't matter that they know you're coming. You ought to be able to pick up this short yardage.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Mahomes.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Got a man, that's Richie James.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Mahomes now on 1st down.
Here's Tony on the quick slant. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. To throw again on second down. Mahomes looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And again, it's Mahomes. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. He's got daylight. The 40. 20. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's second and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Richie James as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Nick Bolton there on the tackle. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everyone to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports halftime report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Chicago. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He continues to deliver a 1st down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. On first down now, run with McKinnon. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here again is McKinnon, able to slither by. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Mahomes going to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. At their own 27. Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, and down he goes. Chris Jones. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. A handoff for Herbert. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Fields. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here comes the Bears punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. On the return, it's Tony. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Bears.
goes. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 42. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have the Bears 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
To throw is Fields.
Dancing to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Fields. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. James has got it. Complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Mahomes to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And able to work his way down to the 16. And we've got an injured player, and that's Travis Kelce, who appears to be in a bit of discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Working from the gun, Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the 1st down.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And the Bears are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
The Chicago offense set to get started. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Starting on the ground with Herbert. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 24, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. Rolling to his left. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO, what's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Now Fields.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Now Herbert.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
72 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Herbert once more.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Here's Fields.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to play the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Foreman. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
This is Herbert.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll run here with Herbert.
He will push his way down to about the 14. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Here's Herbert.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. A carry for Foreman. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. Fourth down. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run for it. This is Foreman. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Kind of a strange ball game, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come on to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the second half. It lets you know that you've got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.